Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. Good news. It's time to dive into that tense, terrifying, yet always terrific world of the Twilight Zone, specifically episode 16, The Hitchhiker. Friends, ever since Rod gives his outros, I think about the very next episode, and that hasn't changed through these 15 that I've seen so far. So getting into The Hitchhiker is something that we can't wait anymore, so wait no longer, we shall. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Somehow I found my way on the way to 10K, so if you could give me a sub, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated, my friends. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time once again to journey into the Twilight Zone, this time with Season 1, Episode 16, The Hitchhiker. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. All right, Rod, tell us what we got. Tell us what we got.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
So great, so great. Serling is a master, he says to the choir.
Her name is Nan Adams. She's 27 years old.
Nan Adams.
At present on vacation, driving cross-country to Los Angeles, California from Manhattan.
How fast were you going, Mace?
Oh, 60, 65, something like that.
Blowout, skid marks, shoulders like pudding, and going 65 miles an hour. Lady, you're on the side of the angels.
Ha!
By rights, you shouldn't have called for a mechanic. Somebody should have called for a hearse.
Minor incident on Highway 11.
Highway 11.
Nan Adams' companion on a trip to California will be terror. Her route, fear. Her destination, quite unknown.
Oh boy. So the tow truck guy was already gone.
$29.70.
It's cheaper than a funeral, isn't it?
You can say that again.
No, dude, you're not getting a ride.
No, nothing's wrong. I was just looking at that hitchhiker.
What hitchhiker? Oh
What
boy.
hitchhiker?
He's gone now. Guess he got picked up.
Probably.
Thank you very much for all your help.
It's okay, miss. Have a nice, safe trip.
They get so many good actors in this. Like that guy, incredibly solid. She's like a bat out of hell. He's like, oh my God. All right, that jump scare almost got me there, bud. Luckily, I was finishing my... What in the hell?
I saw him again 50 miles further on. And then again on the long, straight stretch through Virginia. Just standing there. Not menacing, really. A little mousy. Just a shabby, silly-looking scarecrow man.
I like this.
The fact that wherever I go, there he is. Wherever I stop, I see him.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I don't know why it is, but I'm frightened. A fear just about as vague as its object. Maybe it isn't really a fear, it's more just a sense of disquiet.
I love this narration.
Get many hitchhikers around here?
Hitchhikers? Here? Whew.
Rare, huh?
Well, it couldn't be no rarer.
Huh.
Miles and miles of straightaway and practically no speed limit. Now, what car is going to stop and pick up a guy under those conditions?
I like that logic.
Something wrong, miss?
Yeah, she's
I don't know.
distraught.
I was just thinking. I was just thinking how good it's going to be able to stop driving. I hate that car.
She's good. It's not the car's fault. What's up, buddy?
You'll have to wait a minute, miss. Construction ahead.
All right.
Heading west?
Yes.
I'm not heading west. I'm just going up the road a little ways.
What the hell, man? Nan, what did you do to deserve this? What are you doing? Get out of the car. This guy's kindly face is irking me. Get out of the car, Nan. Oh, dear God. Wow. She's doing a great job. Please don't be in the seat beside her. Please don't be in the seat beside her.
He was beckoning me. That thin gray man in the cheap, shabby suit, he was beckoning me. He wanted me to die. I know that now.
Oh, boy.
Driving through plains, driving through the desert, unspeakably, nightmarishly alone. And I know I'll see him.
Yep.
I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do.
Going to the Twilight Zone splash, aren't we? Yep. Usually in a situation like this, somebody has done something to be like damned or whatnot. We might not have that though. This might just be predator and prey.
3 days and 3 nights. Stop for food and then drive. Stop for food and then drive. Stop for food. And the routine goes on. Now it isn't even a trip, it's flight. Route 80 isn't a highway anymore, it's an escape route. So I keep going.
She's on 80.
There's of only one thing. I've got to get where I'm going, and I can't let that hitchhiker close in on me.
This, in fact, I think this is not only our first protagonist narration, it is dominated narration.
And I sit there in the front seat, refrigerated by fear, out of gas.
Well, you can't ask for a ride if you don't have a car. I thought he was right there. It'll be him. Oh, my God.
What do you want?
I'm out of gas. My car's down the road just a quarter of a mile or so.
Well, come back in the morning and we'll fix you up.
Oh, hey, thanks, nice guy.
I can't stay here all night. I have to have some gas.
Lady, it must be past midnight.
It's called an emergency.
There's a very suspicious-looking man there.
What about this man? What was he doing?
Hitchhiking.
I've been seeing this man all the time, but he just stands there and he doesn't do anything.
This is going to help you get any gas.
I think he's trying to rob me.
Well, if he does, then you come back here and I'll call the sheriff.
No, please help.
Wow, what a nice guy. You just sit there for... Dude, what?
What are you doing out so late? You work here? This your place?
What are you doing out so late, sailor?
No, I'm on my way back from leave.
Where you headed?
Back to my ship. San Diego, that's where she is. That's where I'm heading, San Diego.
No, I'm not kidding. I mean it. I'll take you all the way into San Diego. Will you drive with me?
Look, lady, you don't have to ask twice. You got yourself a rider.
Oh.
Well, the man's in bed.
Well, let's get him out of bed. Hey, Pop! You got some customers out here.
Oh, you got the can of gas. I don't trust this guy at all, though. You have to...
Say, do you mind if I take off my shoes? My feet feel like 2 hot bricks.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, go right ahead.
Thanks.
Maybe scoot over a little bit, bud.
Do you know what the odds are for even one guy believing me? I said, do you know what the odds are for one guy to believe?
Don't be creepy, dude.
I'll write an affidavit. We can get a notary to sign it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You know, most people in cars won't pick up hitchhikers at night.
Please, oh, God. Can we go back to the other guy?
Couldn't a fellow like you, standing beside the road waiting for a lift, beat me to town after town, provided he got picked up every time in a car going about 65 to 70 miles an hour?
Maybe he couldn't, maybe he couldn't. What difference does it make?
Have you seen him since this guy's been in the car?
I guess that's a good way to spend your time, though, huh?
Scoot over a little bit, Captain Creepo.
What's going on? What's the matter?
Did you see That man,
What are you trying to do, run us off the road or something?
a thin, kind of gray-looking man.
I didn't see anybody.
You didn't see him.
I saw him.
She's doing a great job.
Maybe you better let me drive, huh?
You must have seen him that time.
I didn't see anybody.
Okay.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to hit him. I was trying to hit him. I thought maybe if I could kill him, I could make him stop.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll leave the car now.
Don't go.
Look, baby, I'd like to get back to my ship in one piece, and driving with you, that is a lousy guarantee I'll ever make it.
Please,
I was being creepy, but now I'm scared.
I really like you very much. As a matter of fact, that's why I picked you up, because I liked you. I thought that we could be friends, and I'd kind of like for you to take me out.
Jeez, oh Pete.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Please.
What you need is a good night's sleep. You don't need a boyfriend. Just a good night's sleep. I'll see you around.
No! Don't go! Don't go!
I know who's going to be there. Drinks, dining, dancing.
Now I'm outside of a diner near Tucson. There's a payphone outside, and I'm going to call home. A warm, familiar voice, so I won't lose my mind.
At some point in 1960, I think we're in 1960 now with production, the State Highway Administration didn't want people driving anymore, so they put this out.
Hello, Mother. This is Mrs. Adams' residence. Whom do you wish to speak to, please? Who's this? This is Mrs. Whitney.
Who?
Where's my mother? Where's Mrs. Adams? She's still in the hospital. A nervous breakdown.
Nervous breakdown, but...
Well, it's all taken place since the death of her daughter.
The death of her daughter?
She died in the wreck.
Who's this?
The guy fixing her tire.
Nan was killed just 6 days ago in an automobile accident in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
A tire blew out and her car turned over.
Wow. So where are you?
It's as if someone had pulled out some kind of a plug in me, and everything, emotion, feeling, fear, has drained out. I'm conscious of things around me now. The vast night of Arizona. The stars that look down from the darkness.
She's like a ghost.
Somewhere I'll find out who he is. I'll find out. I'll find out what he wants.
I believe you're going my way.
Nan Adams, age 27. She was driving to California, to Los Angeles. She didn't make it.
Oh my God.
There was a detour through the Twilight Zone.
Rod! Chills. Holy smokes. All right, everybody, we just finished watching the 16th episode of the first season of The Twilight Zone, The Hitchhiker, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished The Hitchhiker, the 16th episode of the first season of The Twilight Zone. You know, I almost said something, I know it sounds like I'm making up for something, but I almost said something when the tow truck operator was like, boy, you're lucky to walk away from this. I thought to myself, did she? Did she walk away from this? Is she dead? And then I said nothing. And that's why as soon as she called back and they were like, oh no, you know, nervous breakdown, I'm like, oh my God. Great stuff, though. What a great story. And again, regardless of what it was that kind of put everything into motion, you know, regardless of the idea that we had this terminus event that kind of changed reality, really, you know, before we even engaged the character. She was dead when we met her, you know what I mean? We were able to get some really, really cool storytelling devices, the coolest of which was her narration. To my knowledge, the first time we've had narration from a protagonist, at least that amount of narration. Even in Where Is Everybody, you know, our main character kind of vocalized everything. He didn't really think about it. We didn't really kind of hear his thoughts or, you know, have him give any narration whatsoever. All of his stuff was monologued. So having her do this, I thought was a really cool idea. It added to kind of almost like the diary quality of this, you know, like we were really getting into her personal thoughts. It wasn't something that you would like make a proclamation about. She wasn't talking about, you know, interactions with others other than the hitchhiker. So this was all introspection. It was all really kind of deep stuff that she was thinking about, you know, why is this happening? Should she turn around? You know, she was scared of the car, all of these different things, and phobias and fears and kind of paranoia began to creep into her existence. It was very well done. The one thing that I sort of wish was this. Now, who am I? What do I know? I know, I mean, the creatives, Rod and everybody at the Twilight Zone have forgotten more about being cool than I will ever know. But I so thought that when she got off the phone and she was like, it was like a plug had been let out and everything ran out of me and I could feel everything and it was cold. You know, I thought, oh my God, she's a ghost, right? I thought she was going to walk right past that car and get out on the highway and start hitchhiking. I thought that like 1,000 miles of Mesa and she just walks out into the road and starts hitchhiking. I thought that is exactly what was going to happen. But again, you know, it kind of like it places into an idea that, you know, so I guess the question with all of this is that she died. She immediately started seeing this hitchhiker. So what's the speculation as to the identity of the hitchhiker? Is it something religious? Is this like a guardian angel? Is this like a spirit from beyond that's meant to take her somewhere? That's interesting, you know, way about it because she's the one picking up this person. So is there something with her voluntary acceptance of bringing the hitchhiker into the car? Like, are we reading too much into this? Is it supposed to be, you know, just kind of eerie and awkward and not really awkward, but eerie and kind of foreboding just, you know, for the sake of those two kind of feelings and devices? Or was there a grander meaning to all of this? You know, was there an allegory going on? And I was trying to think of that as soon as they said that she was dead. I'm like, okay, so what if she's a ghost, which is kind of like what we're, you know, led to believe with her final summation where she, you know, I'm cold, I can feel everything around me, but I'm detached. I thought, well, that sort of sounds like a poltergeist of some kind, you know, at least as the way it's kind of been like historically described. But then you say, okay, well, what, again, you run into, she met the sailor. Was the sailor also dead? Was the sailor like on his way back to his ship because he had died, you know, in his ship or something like that? You know what I mean? The guy they met at the gas station, would he remember meeting a woman? You know, was this something that these were interactions from the living world onto Nan, who was in fact gone? Interesting stuff, you know? So then again, it becomes Nan's kind of exploration into the underworld type of thing, you know, this going from here to there type of thing. You know, there's a lot of stories about that type of stuff, about people that sort of get lost in their own purgatory, that have something they have left to do. They have some type of, you know, we again, I kind of harken back to One for the Angels, whenever Death was saying that you have some unresolved thing that needs to be done. And, you know, of course, Lou couldn't think of anything that was other than, you know, that one great pitch for the Angels. So again, you're trying to think, okay, so why her? Why was she picked? Does this happen to everybody? You know, again, you know, the person that she met, is this all fabricated in her mind, like the tow truck operator? Are all of these people just figments of people that are jumping in here? Are these people that are helping her kind of move from here to there? Are they like the 5 people you meet in heaven type of thing? You know, where these are the guides, so to speak, that kind of make you kind of slowly come to grips with what you are. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case. You know, we don't have any revelatory information given from anybody. The sailor sort of, in that, you know, he's basically providing a counter perspective to her. You know, no, I didn't see anything. I think you're crazy. I'm getting out of this car. You know, and again, he went from being definitely sort of a creepy type, you know, real close on the bench seat. Dude, we've got like 6 feet that way. This is like... It's like a car from the 50s, man. You know, you can sit like 8 in the front seat. But, you know, and then immediately he became very defensive, almost like he had seen a ghost, you know, or that type of stuff. And he cut out there. I mean, again, I don't, the surface twists are always so great, but there's so much more beneath the surface of everything they're writing for the Twilight Zone. There's an intent there. And normally, if you just have, you know, a shock for shock's sake, I'm cool with that too, you know, but with the Twilight Zone, there's always that unspoken intent. I can definitely see myself, reading some papers or, reading hopefully a collection of what people kind of like observed from these episodes, what the proposed, like, okay, this is what I think has been happening. This is the summation of what I believe all these like points like point to, basically. All these things kind of speak of and when we collect all the data is what I'm trying to say. It looks like she was in purgatory and she needed to find a way out, which could easily be. The one thing they never gave us though with Nan that we could have helped out, and like I always ask, if somebody's in a position like this where they're damned, what did they do to get into this position? Or nothing? Is this simply, fear for the sake of being afraid and, predator prey type of stuff? You have no choice in the matter, you're in it. Or did she do something to get damned? We just don't know about Nan. We don't know what she was doing or what she had done or, how she had lived her life. She seemed like a nice person. She seemed like somebody that shouldn't be in this type of situation. But at the same time, that presupposes that the hitchhiker is not a good person. If in this entire thing, the hitchhiker was actually her guide to get wherever she needed to go, going my way, yeah, I think you might be. I think that Nan just might be. Every time we finish an episode, I always say to myself, boy, oh boy, another great episode. And friends, another great episode. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for a little Twilight Zone. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, YouTube memberships will get you all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now. And now it's time to say goodbye from this episode of the Twilight Zone. I'm thinking right now, normally in our other episodes and series, when we say goodbye, we jump back into a scene from the episode we just watched to say goodbye. It's our reward for being the Greek chorus and a vitally important part of the narrative. But in the Twilight Zone, we say goodbye as a result of the episode. So in this instance, where should we say goodbye from, friends? Well, I say we say goodbye from Route 80, because why not? We're traveling Route 80 as well, and we're driving through Arizona. And as we are driving through Arizona, we see a car along the side of the road with its lights on. Better just keep on driving. And then another mile down the road, we see a car with its lights on. Looks like the same make and model. Plenty of cars around here. Keep going. Another car with its lights on, And eventually, curiosity gets us, and we stop, and we pull over, creep forward. Anybody need any help? And as we step forward, we see there's a driver behind the wheel. And we look in at a beautiful young lady, and she says, "You're going my way." Friends, until such time as we can get going on another adventure in the Twilight Zone, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.